You know, as I mentioned before, some of the things that you've said kind of echoed in my head when I saw The Rock last night. And you said about, hey, when The Rock appears, he's going to get a major pop, which is exactly what happened last night. You also mentioned about that you didn't know how The Rock was going to appear on Monday Night Raw. Was he going to be a heel or was he going to be a babyface? And we talked about the tweet that he put out about his family and how excited he was to talk about that and be in front of the WWE Universe and how big this episode of Monday Night Raw was. And I kind of feel like we didn't get any of that from The Rock. It almost felt like, for me, like this was a retired legend that was coming back to an appear on a show. Like, it was just a weird vibe from beginning to end that I got from The Rock. And what was a major disconnect for me was what he was saying to Cody Rhodes. 8 months ago, he left Cody Rhodes a bloody mess in a parking lot. Then we see Cody Rhodes finish his story. But yet in a tag match, The Rock got a pinfall on Cody. We saw a Bad Blood just 2 months ago where he gave the 3 fingers and the throat slash, leaving a lot of questions. We also never found out what was given between Cody and The Rock and the big mystery, what was handed off to each other. Like a lot of questions, and it just felt like that's all in the past. Like that's ancient history. This is, again, a new era, even with The Rock and when it comes to Cody Rhodes. I just was completely confused by the way The Rock approached that show last night. Your thoughts?
Last night, The Rock was an ambassador for the WWE to the world. For those people out there who might not have been up to speed on what The Rock was doing, remember, it's been few and far between moments since WrestleMania last year. We had the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then we had Bad Blood, where Rock just comes out. That almost feels like it was completely unnecessary. And if they could go back in time, they'd probably erase that, because it just seems insignificant now. I'm going to make a comparison right now. I'll try to explain it. I'm not comparing myself in any way, but check this out. When I went back to TNA and I won that Battle Royal and I got a shot at the championship, I was so nice to everybody. I was going to win the championship the right way. I had changed, turned over a new leaf. I was a changed person. I was nice. I was shaking hands. I was hugging. I was polite. I was courteous. I was everything that a good babyface should be. And the entire company said, especially Tommy said, don't trust this guy. It's too much. It's too over the top. It's too sugary sweet. Something doesn't seem right with this bully guy. That's how I felt about Rock last night. Too over the top. Too sugary sweet. Too love me, love me, love me. Too ambassador-ish. I don't know what the future holds. Last night, it was The Rock being the ambassador for the company. No better person on the planet, the biggest star in Hollywood, to be the ambassador. You saw him either on the Netflix show or on social media with a variety of people, whether that was Roman or Heyman or Cody or Drew or whoever else we saw him with last night. It was, I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy, everybody love me. And now we're going to see what happens. Rock versus Roman is too big a box office all over the world for it to never happen. And I would say it has to happen this year at WrestleMania. Because if we get all the way to next year, who the hell knows? I mean, Vegas is the perfect place for this, the perfect opportunity for this. Otherwise, what are we doing with Roman? Roman and Jacob? Okay. Maybe. But I'm just giving you a suggestion if it's not going to be Rock. Last night was it meant more to the WWE to Rock to be the goodwill ambassador than to follow up what was going storyline with him. Here's what I did not like. I can deal with all the sugary sweet. I can deal with all the overtop babyface-ness because it's serving a purpose, a bigger purpose for the company. Here's what I didn't like. Why was my undisputed champion sitting in the front row? Why didn't my undisputed champion not get music and entrance on the biggest show in the history of the company, just like all of the other big stars got? Why was Cody sitting in the front row? Would Stone Cold Steve Austin be sitting in the front row? Would Hulk Hogan be sitting in the front row? Would Bruno Sammartino, Superstar Billy Graham, Pedro Morales, Bob Backlund, Roman Reigns, or The Rock himself be sitting in the front row?
Bully, I didn't understand it. A couple of things from piggybacking what you just said, because I want to dive into Cody in a big way. If you wanted to have The Rock as an ambassador, and by the way, Bully, I totally understand it. If they wanted to have The Rock start that show, be the ambassador, wave the flag for the WWE and this new partnership with Netflix, and have him leave and not acknowledge anything, I would completely understand. Have him open the show. He's a huge star. He's the biggest star in the world right now, and you've just gone global. He's the most recognizable face that there is for your company. I agree with you. Why have Cody sitting in the front row? Why have him acknowledge Cody at all? Don't have him bring up Cody. Don't
I want to know
Cody's
why
name.
my world, universal, undisputed, undeniable, unreputable, your sister's ass world champion was sitting in the front row. So The
I'll
Rock
tell you why.
could pat him on the top of the head, give him a pat on the ass, and tell your wife I said hello.
Bully,
or
yes.
your mother, whoever Mama
Yes.
Rhodes was. Oh, yeah, good little boy, Cody. Sit in the front row. I'll put you over. I'll tell everybody how great you are. Not because I want to tell everybody how great you are, but because I want everybody to think that I'm such a great baby face by putting you over. Oh, good boy, Cody. Good boy. Oh, that's such a good boy, Cody. Tell Mama I said hello. That's how my world champion got treated last night.
Bully, I can't disagree with you. Bully, I can't. I do not know why they did that last night, other than the fact that The Rock saying, put Cody out there in the front, let's get this over with. You know, I did what I had to do at WrestleMania 40 because the fans turned and we had no other avenue but for me to turn heel and be the final boss at WrestleMania 40. But that's not who I want to be, and that's not what's good for the company. So let's just clean up that mess in one segment to start off this show on Netflix. That's the only explanation I have. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. At WrestleMania 40, me and Damian Priest were watching the main event. We were watching Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes in the locker room, and we both wanted to run out into the arena because we thought Stone Cold Steve Austin's music was going to hit, and we wanted to be there live. Like two fans, like two marks. We wanted to be in the arena and witness it live. Yes, I'm admitting I wanted to be a fan at that moment. Yay! Let's see what's going to happen. I'm so excited. That's what Cody Rhodes was last night. Cody Rhodes was a fan. Oh, my God. The Rock came out? Let me get a front row seat. I don't know what that did for my undisputed champion last night. I don't know what the subliminal message was. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea. It's not nearly as bad as I'm making it sound, but I'll be damned. Cody Rhodes deserved the music and not a run-in either. Not music and entrance on a run-in. You deserved the flowing robes, the smoke, the pyro, the music, the everything, because damn it, he's the undisputed world heavyweight champion.
Bully, I don't agree with it, but it would have been better if The Rock started off that show, put over the company, put over this relationship with Netflix, and then introduce Cody, have Cody's pyro, Cody's entrance, you know, the 18,000 people in attendance go, whoa, that whole thing. And then The Rock acknowledge Cody, shake his hand in the middle of the ring. and then leave the ring and let Cody have that moment in the middle of the ring, because it's not about The Rock anymore. Because if Cody truly is the guy who carried this company for the last year, he deserves to have that moment by himself in the middle of the ring, because right now he's the face of the company, and right now he's your WWE champion. What The Rock did last night did nothing for Cody. Nothing.
And you would have had Cody sharing the ring with The Rock, standing side by side. So you would have given Cody his music and entrance. Yes, I understand why Hunter was the first guy we saw. Okay? But Cody should have been the second. Just like you're suggesting. Cody music and entrance, give the whoa to the people before Cody can even get a word out. Rock's music. Rock, Cody, face to face. Now you could have The Rock say whatever he wants to say. He could put over the whole world. Cody and Rock side by side, sharing the spotlight. Not Cody beneath The Rock, hanging out in the front row as a fan. And then to have, tell Mama Rhodes I said hello. You
like, ha ha ha, like it's an inch.
Exactly.
Like a joke between, like Mama Rhodes, that whole
Cody
story.
Have to do? Cody's got to sit down. Oh, that was a good one, Rock. You can do comedy too. Oh my God. No way, man. No way. It didn't feel right to me.
Bully, I'm 1,000% behind every word that you just said. I can understand having The Rock saying what he was. There was absolutely no reason for Cody to be sitting at ringside watching that happen. And then, The Rock just giving like a flick of respect and saying, thanks for carrying the company, and tell Mama Rhodes I said hi, and out. No. This is a story.
They could have went off that set. You could have had Cody. You could have had Rock. You could have had Rock say anything he want, put himself over, put Cody over, yada, yada. Somebody throws him a bottle of Terramana. They both take a swig at it or do a shot of Terramana together. Boom, you go off the air. You roll into Solo, and you roll into Roman. You made Cody seem so inconsequential at the beginning of that show last night. And this is not me looking at it like I'm trying to find a negative. This was a smack in the face perception-wise to me. Why is he in the front? Like, I understand. Who else was in the front row throughout the show?
You had some returning superstars, some NXT stars, some, Lyra Valkyria, I mean,
LA Knight was in the front row. Rey Mysterio was in the front row. Bianca Belair, Naomi Trinity, couple other talents were in the front row. The War Raiders were in the front row. Who else was in the front row? Your undisputed champion, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai was in the front row. Io Sky was in the front row. And your undisputed champion, Cody Rhodes. Does Cody Rhodes belong sitting in the front row?
No.
Fucking ain't no.
And again, if you're going to wrap up the story between The Rock and Cody, I'm sorry. You can't do that while Cody's sitting at ringside and The Rock's in the middle of the ring. Like you said, have Cody make his entrance, have them standing face to face, and The Rock saying, you know what? I didn't believe in you, but you earned my respect. I can't believe what you've done for this company. You were the face of this company all year round. And then you take out that bottle of Terramana and you say, you know what, Cody Rhodes? You're the champion. I acknowledge you, buddy. Cheers. That's how you do it if you're truly wrapping it up. Because I felt like, Bully, that's it. That's it with Rock and Cody.
Not wrapping it up, you could have done it that way. There's no reason. Zero. And I will, you know what one of my biggest problems was throughout my career, Dave? I died on every hill. Everything. I'll die on this hill. You put me in that room with all of creative and all of the big brains, and I would look at them and go, you're wrong. This is not the way Cody should be treated. This is not the way the undisputed champion should be treated. And if the guy in the ring is saying, thank you for carrying this company on your back, he should be standing face to face with you in the middle of the ring. Not in the front row like he bought a ticket.
And Bully, then you see on Instagram them having a toast and sharing drinks in the back. Why didn't you do that in the middle of the ring after Cody Rhodes had an entrance to present to this entirely new audience who the face of the franchise truly is?
Listen, let's take out the Terramana thing and just let's assume they didn't do the Terramana drink in the middle of the ring because they didn't want to encourage drinking alcohol to a PG audience.
All right.
Okay, fine. Don't do the Terramana. Cody should have still been in the middle of the ring. I would love to hear from one of the big brains today, call this show and say, Bubba, the reason Cody wasn't in the ring is this. Don't tell me for any future storyline. Don't tell me, oh, we're going to come back to it and we're going to explain why he was not standing in the middle of the ring, because nothing that went on last night constituted him not being in the ring. Not
Bully.
one. Randy Orton, John Cena, Steve Austin, none of those guys, none of them would be sitting in the front row for acknowledging another, coming out to watch another world champion. That's what Cody was doing. Just Cody marked out for The Rock and had to run and sit front row at the Ric Flair retirement match. Okay? I ran out from the locker room so I could sit in the second row right behind Conrad because I wanted to be a fan watching Ric Flair. I was no longer Bubba Ray Dudley, Bully Ray, 24-time this, blah, 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 his sister's ass, all this. No, I was Mark, the fan. And I wanted to watch Ric Flair. And I sat in the second row. Last night, I watched Cody, the fan, sit in the front row so he could watch The Rock. Please, tell me where I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. And Bully, I am the biggest Cody Rhodes fan on God's green earth. And I watched that and I was like, I was shaking my head. You know what that moment last night reminded me of? It reminded me after Cody winning the Rumble and giving that opportunity to The Rock. Yeah, I'm Cody Rhodes, but you're The Rock. You're The Rock. So, even though I won the Rumble, I'm giving this moment to you. And the fans went ballistic. Because if the fans didn't go ballistic, Bully, they would have went ahead with The Rock. And Bully, you can tell me I'm wrong. My feeling is this, and I can only go by my feelings. I'm not some fucking insider that knows anything. I think The Rock was like, listen, I did what I had to do at WrestleMania 40. As he said in that fucking documentary on YouTube, we made that small portions of the fans happy that wanted to see Cody Rhodes finish the story. We did that for the fans at WrestleMania 40. But moving forward, I ain't doing that anymore. I am not doing that anymore. I am not playing that role. I am not playing that character. I did it to satisfy those fans that wanted to see Cody finish the story. But now that he finished the story, this is what I am going to be moving forward. It doesn't have anything to do with the story that's being told. It doesn't have anything to do with taking Cody or Roman to the next level. Now The Rock is being The Rock. And this is who I am, and this is the way I want to be presented. And if you want an example of it, watch the beginning of that show last night.
I've given you everything that I have on that. I don't get it. I would never, if I had the pencil, I would never first treat whoever my undisputed champion was, and I would surely not treat Cody that way. Not because I like Cody. It's because Cody has done his part of carrying the company on his back. It's not just Cody, okay? Everybody pulls their weight in that company these days, but it's Cody and Roman. And if you listen, okay, Roman's reception was far greater volume-wise than Cody's was. But that's not the point. The point was the subliminal perception of the separation of Rock and Cody. Rock had the high ground in the middle of the ring with the spotlight and the microphone, and Cody was in the front row watching The Rock. Like all of the other 17,000 fans. And no matter how big of a star you were last night in Hollywood, or no matter how big of a star you are in the WWE, they were all sitting out there with the fans, including Cody Rhodes.
Bully, I feel like it was almost like a shift to Roman last night. Like almost like they presented Roman as he's the biggest star moving forward in the WWE.
Roman got a monster reaction last night. Monster. Bigger than Cody.
Well, but I think the fans were waiting for Cody. There was a Cody chant when The Rock was in their ring.
There was a Cody chant right off the bat.
Yeah, there was I really feel, and this is not just me talking as a Cody fan, if they would have presented Cody the way you explained with a true entrance, I think Cody would have gotten a monster reaction last night in Los Angeles. But they didn't give him.
Who got the first two entrances last night?
The Rock
and Triple H.